Welcome back to Blue and Gold Game Day, the pregame show brought to you by Hikes Ace Hardware in Greeley. Getting ready for Northern Arizona here at Nottingham Field. Senior Day. It'll be a big day here for the Northern Colorado Bears. We're joined right now by the defensive line coach of UNC in his first season, and he has done a remarkable job. Eddie Gonzales III. Coach, how you doing?
I'm great. Thank you guys for having me here.
Absolutely. This is a big day, obviously, for the entire team, but especially for you because you know what it's like being a player and kind of ending your career here at UNC.
100%. Yeah, it's always a magical day when you can bring the seniors out here on their last home game out at Nottingham and, just send them out on the right note. We prepared all week to get to this day, and, man, it's going to be a great one. We're just looking to send these seniors out happy.
Hey, what have you learned as a college football coach now? Here, you're a rookie, and I'll tell you what, you don't sound like one and you don't look like one. You've done a remarkable job, but what have you learned?
I really appreciate that, sir. I think the biggest thing that I learned now, and as far as learning curve goes, from jumping from a player to coach, is 1, time management, 2, discipline, and 3 is just it exposes whether or not you love the game. You always see these coaches that step into the ranks, and sometimes they fizzle out or they succeed with it. And I think the big determinant would be if you love football. I'm blessed to be able to have this job here with the UNC Bears because 1, I love football. 2, I love the defensive line, but 3, I love the Bear. And so for me to be able to represent my alma mater and work with my position group, man, I learned to manage my time well, spend a lot of time in my office, be there for my guys, learn to be disciplined, hold myself to the exact standard that I'm looking to hold this defensive line to. And 3, man, just love the sport, show exactly all my passion through my coaching and through my words and through my actions.
What I love about you also respect those coaches who've been around it 20, 30 years, maybe 40 years, can you imagine coaching that long and being as active as you are with the defensive line every day?
I think so, man. I think that's going to be my goal in this.
I
love it so much that I want to stick around. And at the same token, I like to take a back seat, sit down, and write down some notes and learn from these guys. Because I'm not perfect. I'm a young guy coming out here into this world where there's a ton of veteran coaches that have been doing it for so long, like you said. So for me to take that back seat where I'm at now, jot some notes down and learn from these guys, and then hope I can stay in shape enough to keep running with these boys and give them some example reps down the road.
Coach, what are the keys to victory today?
The keys to victory is focusing on ourselves, eliminating MAs, living up to our identity as a defense, playing fast, running to the football, trusting the technique, relying on our principles. And at the end of the day, everything will work itself out. Hard work, it's going to beat all. So if we rely on our technique, trust the game plan, eliminate MAs, and live up to our standard, we'll walk out of here happy with a W.
It's been difficult, though, hasn't it? Because your expectations are high, and you guys were excited about this coming into the season. You certainly didn't expect to come into Week 10 with just 2 victories. So it has been a little bit difficult, hasn't it?
100%. Yeah, it's been difficult. And it's one of those learning curves where, we're working on the fly. Every week is a new week, and we're 1 week at a time mentality. And 100%, yeah, we weren't expecting to be at this point in the season. But all we can do now is continue to work, continue the hustle, continue the preparation, and, like I said, send these seniors out on a good note on their last game here at Nottingham. Look to get a couple of dubs before they pack up and get out of here, and send them out on a happy note. But again, it's 1 week at a time. It's today, 1 foot before the next. And like I said, yeah, it's been difficult and it's been a tough road. But the adversity is what makes us who we are as a defense. The adversity is what makes us Bears.
The university and the players and coaches, they're lucky that you're out here, and great job, Coach.
I appreciate that, sir. Thank you.
You bet. Good luck today.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Go Bears.
That's Eddie Gonzales III, the head coach. You are the head coach of the defensive line. The defensive line coach. We're going to continue on Blue and Gold Game Day, the pregame show brought to you by Hikes Ace Hardware in Greeley, right here on 103.1 and 1310 KFKA. Stay with us. Welcome back to Blue and Gold Game Day, the pregame show brought to you by Hikes Ace Hardware in Greeley. And once again, joined by UNC head coach Ed McCaffrey as we get ready for Northern Arizona today here at Nottingham Field. Coach, so difficult, I'm sure, for not only the coaching staff but the players as well. After that first quarter and the performance that you had on the road at Portland State, leading 14-0, and then Portland State comes back. Games like that, they're difficult to swallow.
Yeah, man, that first quarter went about as well as it could go. We were up 14-0. everything was clicking. We created a takeaway. EA had a takeaway on defense. Offense went 83 and 84 yards respectively. Capped it off with 2 touchdowns. One of them was an explosive one by Zane Zinicola, 67-yard touchdown reception. And then all of a sudden, within 3 minutes and 59 seconds, the score is tied. That second quarter did not go our way. We turned the ball over, and then they had a couple explosives. All of a sudden, we had a ball game. And then it was close there for a while, but they scored 2 more quick touchdowns, and next thing you know, they had a 28-point second quarter, which really hurt us. We had our opportunities throughout the game, though. We missed a couple field goals despite driving the ball the length of the field. To me, those are deflating because you move the ball all the way down the field and you don't get any points out of it. And then there were 1 or 2 penalties that were crucial that took us out of scoring position that were unfortunate. And so I feel like, with 469 yards of offense, we moved the ball up and down the field. We didn't have any short fields, 3 length of the field touchdown drives. And then at the end of the game, you look back, had you not had 1 penalty or made a couple field goals, next thing you know, you're playing for the win at the end of the game on the road in the rain. It was pretty bad weather for part of the game. And but that, that's not how it happened. So we go back to the drawing board. We try to take the good, because there was a lot of good in the game, and build off of that.
Obviously, it's difficult for the head coach, but also the coordinators. I mean, this has to be tough on Max and Scott Darnell and all the coaches. What do you tell them? I mean, other than, hey, we got to get better, we got to find ways to win. But, I mean, you could see that Max, he has a high standards, and he doesn't want to fail. And, these guys take it hard, especially right after the game.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because the coaches are under my charge as well. It's not just the players, and I'm proud of those guys also. Yeah. They work so incredibly hard, and they grow emotionally attached to the players. They really like the players that they coach, and they want the best for them. And it breaks their heart sometimes when we're not able to help them experience, victory. And so our coaches work tirelessly. I mean, like 18-hour days. These guys are grinding, watching film, making cut-ups, putting practice plans together, meeting with players, and they're doing everything I want of them. Really, they're working super hard. What we need to continually do is figure out how to communicate with our players so that they are confident in what they're doing. And I've learned this over, 25 years of coaching. Every team is different, every player is different, and sometimes things that worked in the past with other players or at other levels, for whatever reason, might not be working with the guys on this team. And so the players are working hard, the coaches are working hard, but together we need to continue to work together to communicate better, to teach better, to figure out a way to relate to each player, maybe in a different way even, so that we can produce on game day. The thing that is most perplexing to me is we looked really good in practice, right? I mean, usually you play the way you practice, and we did for like 3 quarters. And for us, it has just been like that momentary lapse in a game where all of a sudden, like in this particular game, 3 minutes and 59 seconds, we went from up 14-0 to tied. Right, and so it wasn't one person or one phase. It was all 3 phases. And so I think for us, it's being consistent for 4 quarters and not having that little lapse in a game that can really cost you the game. So there was a lot of good. Again, you look at it, and man, there's so much good in there, but we need to get better. And so, our coaches try different things in practice and try different ways of, introducing the things we're trying to teach our guys. And so we're going to keep doing that. We're going to keep coaching. Our guys are going to keep playing, and I know we're going to get one here, man. I just know it. But it's certainly not from lack of effort. Guys are working real hard, coaches and players alike.
All right, that's head coach Ed McCaffrey. We'll come back on Blue and Gold Game Day on 103.1 and 1310 KFKA right after this. Stay with us. Welcome back to Blue and Gold Game Day, the pregame show, brought to you by Hikes Ace Hardware in Greeley. Once again, joined by head coach Ed McCaffrey as we get ready for Northern Arizona at the top of the hour right here on Greeley on another beautiful day for college football here in Northern Colorado. Coach, I would imagine it's going to be a little bit difficult today for a few seniors in this program and graduate students, their final home game here at UNC.
Yep, it's an exciting day. It's going to be an emotional day. I've been through a lot of these. Families will be fighting back tears, and some of our players will have played their last home game at Nottingham Field. Some may play at the next level. Most will not. Most have played their last. We have another game against Eastern Washington next week, but at least their last home game. And so, yeah, I mean, I fight back tears every year at this time. You try to keep your emotions in check because we got a game to play. But believe me, there'll be a lot of tears in the stands. It's the greatest sport in the world. We're blessed for as long as we can play and coach this game. And for some of our guys, it will be their last one.
Well, if there's not enough drive already to win a football game, that would be enough inspiration to help win for the seniors and these guys leaving this program.
Yeah, I think for our younger players, they look up to these guys. They're their mentors and the leaders on our team, and they see that you can't play the game forever. Yeah. It's going to come to an end for everybody at some point, and so for them, I think it makes them appreciate the time they have here and the ability to still play. And for those guys, they want nothing more for them to go out with a win and with a positive experience. So everyone will be working hard, and it should be a great day.
Northern Arizona, they've won 3 games. They scared Montana State, almost upset the Cats last weekend. Your players and coaches, of course, know that they have another dogfight on their hands this afternoon.
Yeah, no doubt. They're playing their best football right now. They played really well last week. So we have our work cut out for us, but we know that. I mean, they're a good team. We're in the best FCS conference in the Big Sky in the country. There's not a weak opponent, in my opinion. I mean, there's teams that are 5 teams that are ranked nationally, and then the rest of the conference is very, very talented and well coached. So, we're not going to give them anything. They're not going to give us anything, and the best team on Saturday will win.
While you're playing, I think Rice has an opportunity to go bowl eligible, I believe. I think they've won 5 games, and Luke is nearing 700 yards receiving, isn't he?
Wow, yeah. They're playing well, and Luke's having a great time out there. Coach Bloomgren's doing a great job, and their team, I think they need one more win this season to be bowl eligible, which will be the first time in a while for those guys. So, when I'm not coaching and trying to get our guys better, I'll tune in after our game to see what Luke and Rice is doing. And, Luke, he loves football, and I'm excited for him. And he's doing great this season.
Coach, good luck today.
Thank you.
All right, go Bears. That's head coach Ed McCaffrey here at Nottingham Field. We have Northern Arizona coming up. You're listening to Blue and Gold Game Day on 103.1 and 1310 KFKA. Stay with us.